Hey guys, this is Alfred back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the version 3.3 tier list. So basically I just want to give a roundup of what the current meta looks like, what characters you can look forward to building in the future, and hopefully this will give you guys an idea of what characters to pull for in the future as well. Now with all these kind of videos, this is my opinion, so please, if you have different opinions or you feel like you should put certain characters in different tiers, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below what you would change in this tier list. But anyhow, this tier list is largely based on Pridwin, so if you want the full statistics and everything else, the links will be in the description below. Also, as a bonus for this video, I will be giving you guys my prediction of how the changes to some of the old characters might affect the tier list moving on to 3.4. So if you are interested in that, there is a timestamp in the description, as well as a detailed video of the changes for the old characters in the description below as well. I did a video on that talking about what are changes coming to the old characters. So with all that out of the way, let's begin with this video. So I'll be mainly talking about the new characters which came out in version 3.3, as well as some of the changes I've made to the previous tier list. Let's first talk about the newest abundance character, which is Hyacinth. Hyacinth has been out basically for a couple weeks already. She has proven to be a very good healer in the game. If you want my opinion of her power level, she is similar to LINGSHA. Both of them obviously specialize in two different fields. Hyacinth specializes more on HP scaling characters, as well as teams that like to play around Memo Sprite, while LINGSHA specializes in follow-up attacks and break teams. In my opinion, both of them are really good, but depending on what characters you have more in your account, you might want to favor one over the other. But anyhow, their power level is very similar, and the amount of healing as well as the amount of damage they do is very desirable for all accounts, which is the main reason why I'm putting Hyacinth at the same level as LINGSHA. Now the next character I want to talk about in the tier list is going to be Cypher. In my opinion, Cypher is going to be at the bottom of S+ tier. Her damage is fantastic, don't get me wrong, she does a lot of damage, especially if you pair her up with one of the stronger DPS in the game. She will be very fantastic. Some examples for this DPS is going to be something like Acheron, Facial. These two are the more popular options since Cypher is already a single target damage dealer. Most of the time you will be playing her in single target game modes, and this single target DPS will be complemented very well with Cypher. I already said this, because she is a single target primary character, you don't really see her a lot to be played in the pure fiction, which is the main reason why she's at the bottom of S+ tier. If she can be played in pure fiction, you best bet that she will be at the top. Another problem with Cypher is that without a good investment in her and her teammates, she will not be as strong as you like. So for newer players, I don't really recommend to pull for Cypher just yet. Until you have a very solid account with very good DPS, Cypher will be the cherry on top for you, and in that case Cypher will be at the bottom of S+ tier. Newer players, she will probably not be at the S+ tier for you, probably be at A or B tier. It's mostly a character made for older players who have better accounts. So once you have these very good accounts set up, Cypher will definitely be a very good complement to your account in the long run. The next change I want to talk about is going to be Himeko. Himeko has moved down from B tier to C tier, and the big reason why is because of the fall off of follow-up attack. Follow-up attack right now is predominantly carried by Facial, who is a single target character, and now that she has a better toy, which is going to be Cypher, the usage of Himeko has really plummeted. And even if you look at the pure fiction, you probably don't want to play something like Himeko. You want to play something like Casteris or the Herda or the other good AoE characters, which is the main reason why you see a dip in Himeko. And lastly, not a lot of fire weakness enemies, and that's the main reason why Himeko and Firefly as well has really fallen off the meta. And one more change to the tier list I want to talk about is going to be Blade. With the introduction and the incentive of playing HP scaling characters by Hoyoverse, Blade, who is inherently scaling based on HP, will also see an increase and an influx in play rate. And this is before the changes which is coming in 3.4. You best bet when the changes come by, he is going to be stronger. So because of that, I will be moving him to B tier, and maybe in the future he might even be A tier or S tier, depending on what enemies you are fighting in the end game mode. Okay, so now for my predictions. If you haven't watched the video of the breakdown of each of the new changes to the old characters, once again links are in the description below, but we're going to be talking about them one by one. Let's first talk about Silverwolf. Silverwolf's main changes is number 1, her ultimate is now AoE, and number 2, her skill of generating weakness prioritizes the first character in your party. Overall, decent changes, but will it really change the teams you are going to be playing with? Once again, she is still primarily a nihility debuffer, so her best team is still going to be Acheron. And if you are planning to play Acheron anyway, most of the time you will be playing Acheron in a lightning weakness enemy anyway, and because of that, you don't really need to use her skill, so that's kind of a drop off. But what is a good thing is that she is AoE, so now technically you can play her in Pure Fiction, play something with the Herda, and honestly her kit is really decent for the current Pure Fiction, where there is one big boss but there are multiple smaller characters to kill off as well. You can just constantly put the debuff on the big boss while your allies kill the smaller boss alongside the big boss. So because of that, you can technically play her in the Pure Fiction. The problem with Silverwolf is that she has a better counterpart, which is LINGSHA. LINGSHA does amazing damage and basically applies every single weakness in the game. Unless you're at the same damage of LINGSHA, unless you have the same impact as him, you aren't going to be at the top of the tier list. And because of that, I think she will be probably peaking at B tier or maybe A tier. If not, B tier or C tier is probably where she will stay for the time being. Next, I already talked about him, is going to be Blade. Blade, I have a strong feeling he might move up to A tier or even S tier. Once again, really depending on what enemies you are going to be fighting in the endgame modes. If you have good investment in him, especially his teammates, he will be performing very well. Like I said, HP meta incoming, so a lot of characters that scale off HP would like to have Blade in their team. Speaking of HP scaling, we also have a big mover, which is going to be Ting Liu. Ting Liu has officially changed from attack scaling to HP scaling. She will probably join the likes of Blade. Now the problem with Ting Liu is that she has a very strong competitor, which is the Herda, and we all know the Herda is the best DPS in the game alongside with Casteris right now. So unless her damage level is going to be similar to the Herda, which I don't think it is going to be similar, then she won't be at the top. I think her peak will be around A tier, similar to Blade. Once again, depending on the enemy's weakness and really depending on whether you have the Herda or not. And lastly, let's talk about Kafka. In my opinion, Kafka has really changed from a main DOT DPS to more of an enabler. Her changes is basically she will have more DOT procs than enemy, so incentivizing you to play more DOT characters in your team. The thing about Kafka is that even though she's getting more DOT procs, she has probably the same problem as Acheron, which is the lightning weakness enemies. There aren't much, and if you see a lightning weakness enemy, you are probably leaning towards Aglaea because these characters are really strong in the meta right now. So unless she is getting more damage changes, like an increase in the DOT damage or even her scaling, she is not going to be as strong as these characters. So I think her peak once again will be around A tier, if not B tier will be very safe. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, if you have any comments, if you want to change any of the characters in the tier list, please let me know in the comments down below. I would like to hear you guys' opinions as well, and also comment down below what are your thoughts of the new character changes, where you will be placing them in the tier list. And if you like these kind of videos, please do leave a like, it supports the channel. And finally, do subscribe. We will be doing more videos like this in the future. I always do a tier list video every single version, so I'll be talking about the changes to the meta. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.